Archangel Michael says, something has been operating behind your back with a smile that hides betrayal. The presence of this person in your life was not by accident, they came with hidden motives and a secret agenda. You have sensed the energy shift, but you couldn't place your finger on the storm gathering just behind the curtain of your peace. They have watched you rise with grace and strength, yet inside, they felt envy and hunger to control your light. Your silence became their weapon, your secrets their tool to twist and manipulate situations to their favor. The person knows something deeply personal, and they have been using that knowledge in silent, strategic moves. They pretend to care, yet feed others with distorted versions of your truth, hoping to see you fall without ever lifting a finger themselves. You kept thinking they were loyal, but the signs were always there, in the hesitation of their compliments, in the delay of their support, in the tone of their voice when you succeeded. This is not a stranger, it is someone close, someone you gave access to your fears, your past, and even your tears. They are now using it as currency to buy false favor in rooms where your name is whispered with lies. But the light is preparing to shine with justice. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, the hour of reversal is near. Those who took your secrets and turned them into weapons will soon choke on the very lies they spread. A divine force has been collecting every word, every glance, and every backhanded gesture. You may not see it yet, but the spotlight of truth is inching closer to them. This light will be undeniable. Their hidden hand will be revealed, and even the ones who believe them will begin to question everything they ever said. God has seen how your heart struggled to maintain love in a place where trust was being violated. You forgave more than once, even when your intuition screamed otherwise. But now the time of hidden betrayal is over, and the time of exposure is here. They tried to manipulate the narrative, but they forgot one thing: divine justice moves with perfect timing. It may be slow, but it is never blind. And that moment of truth will arrive so suddenly, even they will not be prepared. Type Amen to get blessing 441. They have mocked you behind closed doors, smiling in your presence while planting seeds of doubt about you in the minds of others. But every seed they planted is now growing roots of exposure in their own path. They built their web with deceit, but it is collapsing fast. This person never expected you to endure this long. They assumed you'd fall by now, shattered and silenced. But your spirit is protected, and their time of silence is ending. The universe is aligning events that will make them confess without being asked. They will slip, say too much, and in that moment, others will realize the truth you've been carrying all along. The lies they spun around your name will unravel publicly. Their confidence will become their downfall. The more they try to hide, the more visible they will become. Even those who once believed their story will feel shame for ever doubting you. Type Amen to get blessing 552. You may notice odd behavior soon, someone avoiding your gaze, giving quick responses, trying to change topics. That's because the guilt is starting to show. Their mask is cracking, and they are terrified of what is about to surface. They underestimated the power of your light. They thought secrets could keep you bound, but your strength is spiritual and your silence is thunder. You are not a victim, you are a vessel of divine resilience. Your energy has been quietly making waves. The things they used to control you are now causing their world to become unstable. Every lie told, every manipulated truth, is folding back into their reality. They will try to act like nothing happened. They will pretend they've changed. But you will feel the falseness in their tone, and soon, others will too. The shift is already happening. Type Amen to get blessing 604. Someone who used to listen to them is now beginning to question their story. Pieces aren't adding up. Gaps are forming, and the person they tried to convince is silently watching, analyzing everything. You don't need to defend yourself, the truth will become its own voice. There is power rising around you that will move without your hands. Everything they buried will be unearthed. What they thought was hidden is being reviewed by higher eyes. Not one word was lost in the air. Not one intention was invisible to the divine. Even their whispers in private were heard by angels. They had access to you, and they abused it. That access is now being revoked by the universe, and the cost will be heavy. Type Amen to get blessing 719. This person fears what you could become if you were completely free. That's why they've tried to keep you in confusion, wrapped in doubt and emotional imbalance. They know that once you're released from their influence, your life will ascend fast. There is a breakthrough hovering over you. And they can feel it even before you do. That's why their energy has become more frantic and unstable lately. They are scrambling to cover their tracks, sensing something is coming that they cannot stop. They may even try to suddenly be nicer, more generous, or overly involved. Don't be fooled, this is panic disguised as kindness. You are not walking blindly anymore. You are spiritually awake, and that is your greatest protection now. You are about to witness a shift that will validate everything your heart felt but your mind couldn't prove. Type Amen to get blessing 811. Archangel Michael says, your name will be restored. Not by shouting, but by stillness. Not by fighting, but by divine interference. There is a record being corrected in the spiritual realm. This person tampered with your reality, but now heaven is tampering with theirs. They will lose the very connections they gained by misusing your trust. Soon, you will receive confirmation, an unexpected message, a revelation, a conversation that reveals everything. It will come from someone who had no idea they were being used. Their innocence will bring clarity. Don't react when it happens. Stay calm and let the energy unfold. The exposure will be undeniable. And your hands will remain clean. Type Amen to get blessing 928. This moment was divinely delayed for the right reasons. If the truth came out earlier, it wouldn't have had the same impact. But now, with everything falling into divine alignment, the truth will strike like lightning. They are about to taste the consequences of their actions, not because you wished it, but because heaven demanded it. This is a season of reckoning. And the justice you prayed for quietly is now marching toward them loudly. Their manipulation thrived in shadows. But light is not asking for permission to shine anymore. And it will do so in a way that leaves no questions, no confusion, no denial. You are not imagining this. The divine has confirmed it, and the exposure is near. Prepare your soul, not for pain, but for peace. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. They may try to play the victim once exposed. They may cry, twist their tone, or act as though they didn't know they were harming you. But heaven knows their heart, and no act will change the divine record. This is not about revenge, it's about revelation. What was done in darkness will serve as a reminder to others that your spirit is not to be played with. The divine does not sleep. Your silence was not weakness, it was strategy. You endured because your destiny required you to. And now, you will rise not with noise, but with undeniable grace. Let them watch as the very thing they tried to use against you becomes the doorway to your blessing. Your rise will be their lesson. And you will not need to speak a word. Type Amen to get blessing 1162. More witnesses will come forward. One by one, people will start confessing what they know. They can no longer hold back what they saw or heard. The pressure is building spiritually. That person is losing sleep. Their world is growing smaller as the circle closes around their lies. The very people they tried to impress are starting to step away. Something feels off, and they feel it now. What they created to control you is beginning to consume them. They will be haunted not by your revenge, but by their own guilt. What once gave them power will now be a curse they cannot escape. That is how divine judgment works, quiet, precise, and final. Type Amen to get blessing 1234. Archangel Michael says, don't worry about the timing, focus on preparing for your freedom. The chains are breaking, and the air is becoming clearer around you. The heaviness will lift. A new opportunity is waiting for you that they tried to block. But the door was never theirs to control. It belonged to you from the beginning. You are about to walk into a space where their name is not welcome. Where your truth will speak without force, and your soul will finally breathe without fear. That space is being created for you now. You didn't lose, they did. They lost access, favor, grace, and trust. All you lost was dead weight pretending to be loyal. Type Amen to get blessing 1300. Now, walk forward with your head high. The truth is not just coming, it's roaring. And no one can silence it anymore. Everything hidden is rising. Every whispered plot is shaking. Every secret held over you is now disarmed. They tried to control your narrative. But God is writing the final chapter. And it ends with your name cleared and your soul free. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. The person who once stood so close to you, thinking they had power over your silence, will soon realize they miscalculated. What they thought was control was actually mercy. What they saw as your weakness was restraint, and now that season of restraint is ending. The same crowd that once believed their twisted tales will soon shift their eyes in disbelief. They will witness the crumbling of lies and the unveiling of true intentions. No mask can survive the flames of divine truth. There will be moments where you'll feel the intensity rising, like the final seconds before a storm cracks the sky. Stay centered. You are not the storm, they are the target of it. Divine timing is striking every false word, every smirk, every hidden act. What they've done in secret is becoming their loudest scream in the spiritual realm. Their own guilt is now echoing louder than anything they accused you of. Type Amen to get blessing 1566. This betrayal was deep not because of the secret itself, but because of who held it. You trusted them with pieces of your heart, and they used it for gain. But what they gained through manipulation, they are about to lose through exposure. Their power came from pretending to be your friend, your family, your safe space. But masks grow heavy over time, and theirs is slipping fast. The people around them will begin to feel the shift in energy and truth. Some of those who helped them once will start to back away. They will realize they were used as pawns in someone else's hidden game. And that awakening will shake even more lies free. Prepare for silence to break. A name will be mentioned in a way that makes everyone stop and look again. That name holds the key to your breakthrough, and their downfall. Type Amen to get blessing 1661. You will begin to feel lighter, as if invisible chains are being unhooked from your energy. That's because the truth brings freedom. Even if it hurts, it heals. This season will be different. The fear that used to follow you, tied to what someone could say or do with your secret, is ending. What once scared you will now serve you. You are not the person you were when they first learned your secret. You have grown, evolved, and risen far above the version of yourself they think they can manipulate. Their hold no longer works on the soul you have become. There is a record being set straight. Not by force, not by revenge, but by divine alignment. The light is walking directly toward the shadow that followed you. Type Amen to get blessing 1772. They might run, try to relocate, or avoid conversations. But it won't matter. Divine truth follows energy, not location. What they did was not hidden from the eyes of heaven. The tears you cried in secret, the stress you carried alone, each one has now been accounted for. And the response is coming. You will not need to chase closure. It's coming to you like a door that swings open on its own. The person who knew your secret thought they could use it to destroy you, but now that same secret will rebuild your life stronger than before. Let them watch as the energy they sent finds its way home. This is the part of your story where your light burns through every false version of you they ever told. And all you have to do is stand still and let truth do its work. Type Amen to get blessing 1828. You were never alone in this. The divine walked beside you even when you didn't feel it. Every hidden action done against you has been recorded in spiritual detail. Now, the truth is rising like a tide. No matter how high they tried to build their wall of lies, the tide will crash through. And they'll have no choice but to face the truth they ran from. The time for apologies has passed. This is not about healing what they broke, it's about clearing what they buried. And what's buried is rising. You're not meant to fix it, you're meant to witness the undoing. What once scared you is now scared of being seen. And the divine will not blink. Type Amen to get blessing 1911. Archangel Michael says, you are being guided through this storm with divine precision. You're not meant to fight fire with fire, because your light alone is enough to burn through their deception. The more they scramble to hold it together, the more pieces will fall apart. This is your elevation. You're rising while their plans are collapsing. They will see you shine in rooms they swore you'd never enter again. The storm will shake, but it won't break you. The winds will blow, but they will scatter the lies, not your peace. The thunder will roar, but only to announce your comeback. Your name is being restored in hearts and circles you thought were lost. Those who judged you will start to question what they heard. And when the truth is fully exposed, they will respect you more than ever. Type Amen to get blessing 2024. They will be asked, why did you do this? And in that moment, even they won't have a good answer. Their lies have become a trap of their own making. You will see them avoid you, not out of anger, but shame. The very person who tried to humiliate you will now carry the weight of being revealed. Their pride will become their silence. You are being repositioned. Not just in the eyes of people, but in the heavens. Your energy has been cleansed through fire, and now comes the reward. Every room where your name was mocked will hear your name celebrated. Every hand that pointed at you in blame will now point to you in honor. This is not revenge, it's divine rebalancing. Type Amen to get blessing 2140. Hold your peace. Your silence now has power. It holds the weight of truth, the strength of restraint, and the promise of justice. This person who used your secret will begin to spiral. Their plans will backfire. Their circle will shrink. Their confidence will turn to confusion. Let them face the reflection of their choices. You don't have to do anything to help karma find them, it's already there. You just need to focus on your healing, your rising, your peace. Because now, the divine table is turning. The truth that once terrified you is becoming your crown. And your silence is becoming your greatest roar. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. This is your final season of tolerating disrespect disguised as concern. The person who misused your trust will be stripped of access, not just by you, but by the divine itself. That door is closing permanently. You will wake up one morning and feel the energy shift. That dread you carried in your chest will be gone. Replaced with peace, clarity, and a deep knowing that justice is finally here. They will remember the day your energy changed. The day your silence stopped being their weapon. And that memory will haunt them long after you've moved forward. Your future is no longer tied to what they know. It's tied to who you've become. And who you are now cannot be shaken. Type Amen to get blessing 2343. Archangel Michael says, the truth will rise not to hurt you, but to heal you. This is not punishment. It's purification. And once the light touches every dark place around you, your real blessings will flow like never before. This betrayal was their final attempt to dim you. But they failed. Because what they didn't understand is, secrets don't break chosen souls. They strengthen them. Now, you're about to see what divine justice looks like when heaven steps in. And all the pain will make sense, not because it was fair, but because it led to your freedom. Type Amen to get blessing 2488. The days ahead will bring unexpected clarity. Things you thought you'd never know will come to light in ways you didn't imagine. Conversations you weren't meant to overhear will find their way to your ears, because heaven is opening the gates of truth. The one who carried your secret with twisted intentions will no longer hold the upper hand. They will be exposed not just by their own words but by the energy around them collapsing. They planted deception, but they will harvest disgrace. You will feel it before it happens. That moment when peace enters and fear leaves. That's when the shift is complete, and nothing they say or do can shake your ground again. You are walking into a new frequency. A vibration so high, nothing that was sent to manipulate you can reach it anymore. The weight is lifting, and what once felt like a threat now feels like an echo from a lower dimension. Type Amen to get blessing 2611. Do not be surprised when people start approaching you with different energy. Some will apologize. Others will confess. And a few will simply fall away, no longer able to stay near the light that reveals their darkness. This person's plan was never meant to succeed. It was meant to test your heart, sharpen your discernment, and prepare you for something higher. You passed every silent test, even when it felt like you were drowning. But now, your survival has turned into a testimony. One that cannot be rewritten, no matter what they say. You are the proof that light always outlasts shadow. Even when they tried to isolate you with fear, you held on. Even when you were misunderstood, you remained silent. And that silence became your strength, because it spoke louder than their gossip ever could. Type Amen to get blessing 2737. You will see signs of their unraveling soon. Scattered energy. Sudden disappearances. Tense words that don't match their smiles. They're panicking, because they feel it. The divine hand is on their back now, guiding them toward the confrontation they tried to avoid. They're no longer hiding from you, they're hiding from truth. You may even hear from someone close to them. A leak, an accidental message, a confession that wasn't meant for you, but reaches you anyway. That's divine orchestration working behind the scenes. And when it comes, don't react. Let it unfold. Let the pieces fall into place while you walk forward with calm power. Type Amen to get blessing 2880. You are not just healing, you are being reborn. What they tried to destroy will now elevate you. What they thought was your weakness is now becoming your weapon of wisdom. This secret was once your shadow. But now it's your shield. Because it revealed who was truly standing with you, and who only stood beside you to gain something. The beauty of divine justice is that it doesn't shout, it shows. the truth is not announced. It's revealed through undeniable signs, actions, and shifts. And when it does, the ones who stayed silent while you suffered will wish they had stood with you. Because silence in betrayal is participation. And heaven doesn't miss a single bystander. Type Amen to get blessing 2991. This is why the delay happened. This is why some prayers were answered slowly, because heaven was collecting every detail for this moment. Nothing was wasted, not even your waiting. You were protected even when you didn't know. That secret they held like a sword was never sharp enough to cut what God sealed. You were always covered. Now the unveiling begins. Piece by piece. Lie by lie. The veil is being torn, and your truth will stand tall with no apology. This is your elevation season. You will rise so boldly, even your past won't recognize you. The pain was deep, but the promise is deeper. Type Amen to get blessing 3111. Watch how everything they built on falsehood starts to fall. Their alliances will crumble. Their confidence will shrink. Their influence will dry out. They wanted to be powerful, but their power came from shadows. And shadows can't survive in light. You are that light now. You won't even have to raise your voice. Just your presence will shift the room. Just your silence will expose truth. Everything they said about you is now being questioned. The eyes that once judged you are now turning to them, wondering, what else have you hidden? And that's when the collapse begins. Type Amen to get blessing 3224. Archangel Michael says, the divine sword has been drawn. Justice is being executed with accuracy. The weight of falsehood is too heavy to carry now, and they're starting to break. This exposure won't just be emotional. It will touch their relationships, their finances, their reputation. Because divine justice never settles for half correction, it clears the entire table. You will begin to feel the lifting. Like spiritual dust is being blown away from your shoulders. That's how you'll know the exposure is working. Don't look back. That version of you, the one that was tied to fear and silence, is gone. You are no longer hidden. You are chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 3399. What comes next is restoration. Not just of your name, but your dignity, your connections, your inner peace. You will be surprised how quickly everything starts returning to you. You didn't lose anything. It was all being protected for the right time. And now, because the lie has been broken, your blessings are being released. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them realize too late that your silence was never weakness, it was spiritual authority. You will walk past them without needing revenge. Because the light you carry will say everything your voice never had to. And they'll feel it. Type Amen to get blessing 3555. Soon, your name will come up in a room where their lies once lived, and the entire energy will change. Someone will speak up for you. Someone will expose what really happened. And in that moment, the tables will not just turn, they will flip completely. The person who held your secret as a threat will now be seen as the one who was threatened by your strength. You are about to be honored in ways you didn't expect. Doors will open not because you forced them, but because heaven unlocked them. This is the divine reward of endurance. The betrayal is over. The exposure has begun. And the elevation will speak for itself. Type Amen to get blessing 3666.